All right. So looks like we had a brief technical issue there. Sorry about that, guys. We had a brief technical issue. We're all good now. We've got it fixed up. So, lads and lassies, I have a very special guest for you here tonight, waiting backstage right now. I'll be bringing him up here in just a minute. So, you guys might remember that Chili had a bit of a very interesting, shall we say, conspiracy theory about a particular person. And I have gone and found this actual person that he claims it is. And I'm going to be bringing him up here in a minute to tell us a little bit about what's going on. So, let me just play a brief clip for you first. And then I want to bring our special guest up. So here is the clip. Any second now.
So then right here, what will happen right here, let me just show you guys this right here. So this person who she pays, that we're going to get her receipts, that he pays people to harass me, like this is going to turn into a criminal case, y'all. This is going to turn into a criminal case because I have just gone deep dive on this and I found out everything. So this guy, November 1-4, he's the guy that's the gray hat billionaire, but he's not at all. He's not at all. He's a DJ in Liverpool. But I'm just so tired of this guy trying to... Okay, so he writes me this and he says, you got to... Give me 1 second. What's up?
Are you picking up groceries?
No, I'm just here for 2 seconds. I'll take off. God bless you, brother. A free vehicle. They're going to break.
We're going to get to the part where he tells us who this mastermind is.
Crazy. I mean, I'm not really cool. I know of her.
Just trying to remember exactly where it was. But
so then remember, this is November 1, who we can trace right back to Kate. This is Kate. This is Kate met November 1 in 2019, and this is the article she wrote about him. I have Turtle Boy told me this in text message that Kate wrote this article. Gray Hat Hawk, manipulate website search engines, rankings, or unethical means, but are not considered search engine spam. Sounds like you're involved in some illegal shit. Sounds like my website was hacked for 3 months. They told me they'd be dropping a nuclear bomb on both Seth and Josh. Oh, really? They're just so interested in your garbage. You're paying them. They're paying you. They want to be involved. This is criminal. But that's fine. Let's just keep going. Let's finish the rest of the gray here. So he contacts me. Money's...
I'm just trying to find the exact spot.
Invented Suboxone. This is Mancini. However, you homicide.
Sorry, guys. Just take a second while I find the exact spot that he's at. All right, here we go.
Bro, I love it.
Here we go.
Cool. That's that the confidential informant wrote. I'm not really sure what's going on with you. I've asked you 3 basic questions. Why can't you just get the vehicle from me? Why can't you? Why are you mad that you sniffed out that I'm a troll? Sir, I'm happy to have the admin. Anyway, this guy. So this is his name. His name is Rich Gregson. That's his name right there. He's a DJ out of Liverpool. That's his set, the November 1 set. That's what he does. The name of his thing is called November 1-4. That's what he does. He's not a billionaire. He's November 1-4. This 2004 mix, though, in case you guys didn't know, on SoundCloud, this is fire, Rich. This is fire, bro. I love it.
All right, folks. So, without further ado, I want to welcome to the stream the Rich Gregson. Rich, welcome. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. So I reached out to Rich about 2 hours ago. It didn't take me a whole lot of time to find the actual Rich Gregson here, and I gave him a bit of the background of this story. And I suppose let us just deep dive into it. Is that you in that photograph that he showed on the screen there?
Yeah, that's me on the photograph. Yeah, absolutely. And it's the set of mine that I recorded as a student DJ back in 2004.
And what's the name of it?
Live 1-4 November 2004. The club is called the 1-4 Club.
So there was a club is it in Liverpool the club is? Or
Yeah, it's in Liverpool.
So the track is actually called the 1-4 November, not November 1-4. Is that right?
It's 1-4 November, yeah. It was recorded live at the 1-4 in November 2004.
The 1-4 Club.
Yep. That's correct.
Right. So when I reached out to you earlier today, is this the first time you've ever heard of this guy or this whole situation?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever heard of him. As I say, you contacted one of my business partners and basically explained the situation. My business partner contacted me and said, there's some guy in America who wants to sue you for harassing him and whatnot. So I had he passed me your number. I give you a call and found out about him. But yeah, it's the very first time. I've never heard of him before. So it was quite a surprise, to be honest.
I can imagine. So, would it be fair to say, are you a secret undercover billionaire by any chance?
If I was a billionaire, I certainly wouldn't be undercover. I would be screaming and shouting it at the top of my lungs to everyone. But no, it's definitely not me. And I wouldn't waste my time emailing people for no reason.
Absolutely, that's what I first thought, because when I looked into the name, I was like, I better actually look up who it is just in case, because there was some indication that this guy was going to get people to try to find who you are and everything. So I decided I'd go and do it myself first. And I found a really interesting picture of you from the Liverpool Echo. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that was I'm not involved as much in the business anymore. I mainly do the social media, but it was a tailoring company called Chapman Gregson, and we visited high net worth individuals. We, done sports stars, and one of them, the one in the Echo that you're referring to, was Steven Gerrard, who used to play for Liverpool. He was one of our clients.
He's like one of the most famous players ever, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a pleasure making a couple of suits for him. He had a movie out at the time.
I can imagine.
Can't remember for the life of me what it was called, but he needed 2 suits for each sort of premiere. So we met him in Glasgow because he was the manager of the Rangers at the time, and we done him a suit, and obviously that was captured in the local media in a couple of stories.
And when I saw that, like, I saw you standing there with Steven Gerrard, and I was kind of thinking to myself, there's no way that this guy who's standing there making a suit for one of the most famous football players of all time is going to be wasting time emailing this, will just be nice about it, this gentleman in the United States about some nonsense. And it just hit me as strange. And then I realized, actually, this guy's going to try to, get people to come after you online and stuff. Obviously, probably not in real life or anything, I would imagine. But so what was your initial reaction when you heard about this story?
To be honest with you, I was, I've seen stuff like this online hundreds of times. People just, trying to get a pile on people who just don't even know what's going on, kind of thing. And if his investigation skills is to Google the name of someone who's emailing them and add it up straight away to the first result he finds, it happens to be my mix from someone across the globe.
And that's the thing. The weird part about it is your real name never came into any of those emails before from the person that was emailing him. Your real name is never there. So when he looked up November 14, obviously he found your SoundCloud and saw your name was somewhat similar, like vaguely similar to this other person's name, and just put 2 and 2 together and came up with 5 and said, okay, that's our guy. And did anybody else like reach out to you or message you or give you any hassle or anything like that?
No, you were the first person to reach out and contact me over it. I am sort of glad that he liked the music in the mix. So, there is
it was
there's
fire.
A silver lining. But yeah, it's
that's it. You've got a new fan at least.
a new fan. Yeah. But no,
it was
the first person.
Because when I said it to your partner there on the phone, and because I was explaining, I was trying to do it gently because I know it's a bit of a crazy story, and I thought, maybe he thinks I'm just a crazy guy on the internet. And so I was telling him what it was, and he was kind of laughing when I was telling him because it was so crazy. And that's when he sent you the link and all the rest of it. And I like, just to say about his deep diving skills, I looked up your name on Google. First thing that came up was the SoundCloud. The very next thing that came up was the picture of you with Steven Gerard.
Yeah.
So he mustn't have
Yeah.
done a whole lot of deep diving, considering it took me 3 minutes in a KFC to do
Yeah.
the exact same thing. And it was like, and I was on the phone to your company within 5 minutes of looking
Yeah.
for you.
That's
And
it.
it's like,
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
it.
so
Under,
before
you
he
know, me,
even reached out to you,
yeah,
you
no
know?
one has contacted me whatsoever. And I'm quite glad, to be honest with you. But, you know, it's one of them. You know, I don't really use like a lot of, you know, I don't really have a massive online presence anyway. It's just like a SoundCloud.
Yeah.
It's a couple of articles about my business. So, you know, there's not much to go on there anyway. And, you know,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
to sort of match up you know, a nearly 20-year-old mix that I recorded as a student DJ and say that's me guy who's pretending to be a billionaire, you know,
Exactly.
it's a bit far-fetched,
Especially
but, you know,
especially considering the name of the track is they're the same words, they're just in the wrong
yeah,
order.
yeah.
And it's literally just referencing a place, which was the 1-4 Club,
Yeah, it was the
and that
1-4 club,
you
and
recorded
yeah,
in
that shut
November.
down. Yeah, that shut down in like 2005 and something. So it hasn't even been, you know, it's not around anymore. But yeah, it's quite the. I was quite
So
surprised, to
he's
be
only
honest.
17
The
years
world's a
late.
strange place. Yeah.
It was a bit of a bizarre one. You know what surprised me the most? Well, I say it surprises me, but if you've dealt with this guy as long as we have, you'd know that it's not very surprising that he was willing to sue you and come after you legally, and he could have easily found you and reached out and asked you what the situation was, like I did. Within 5 minutes, I was able to do that, and he never did that. And I think that kind of shows people what this guy's about as well, you know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean. You know, it's not. If you search them keywords that he has, like 1-4 November or whatever, you know, I'm the first result. You know, I'm easily findable. Do you know what I mean? I've got a business and things like that, so it's not difficult to,
Exactly.
you know, we could have reached out. And if you're planning to file a class action lawsuit against someone, I think, you know, you need to tell the other person, really. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the
Exactly.
way to go.
And it would be as simple for him as it was for me to literally just click to the very next photograph on Google Images, and there's the name, there's the name of the business, quick phone call,
Hmm.
how's it going? Here's the story. And it was as simple as that. You know, it would have answered all his questions there and
Absolutely.
then.
Yeah.
Now, how would you have felt if it was him that reached out to you? What would you have said to him, do you think?
I haven't got a clue. If he would have reached out and said, I'm suing you for sending me emails pretending to be a billionaire, I would have just thought it was one of my mates prank calling me. Do you know what I mean? I would have said, okay, jog on, mate, jog on. You know what I mean? But when my business partner rang me, he was like, what have you been up to in America? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he said, apparently you're getting sued in America. And I was like, hold on a minute, what is going on here? So yeah, it was quite. It was.
So
quite
did you think when he rang you that it was a wind up, or
yeah,
that?
I thought he was winding me up. Yeah, I thought he was winding me up, and then he sent me your number and stuff, and I thought I'll just ring it and see what's happening. It seemed, and
so
you know, my business partner was laughing his head off because it seems that I attract people like this. I attract the weirdos for some reason. I've just got a track record of it, and he just thought it was just another feather in my cap.
Oh my God. And I suppose he probably thought I was some random guy winding him up as well, you know?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Like,
he did. He was saying like you know, he's had a long day, and then some Irish fellas ringing him, telling him that his mate's getting sued in America. And he thought, what is going on? I need to ring Rich.
I suppose that's something that the Irish and the Liverpudlians have in common, is taking the piss out of each other. But,
yeah.
So I wouldn't have blamed him. I wouldn't have blamed him for thinking that was the case. But I'm just thankful that he did reach out to you and let you know that it was going on, and it was worth having you on to talk about it and to actually get it out there. It proves a lot of this so-called research that he does is bunk. This is information I found within a couple of minutes in a KFC.
Yeah, and you know, if he knows that he's not sure whether or not it is the real person emailing him, yet he still, you know, posts my picture. He tells people about who I am and what I do and stuff. You know, I may have gained some new fans of my music and things like that. That's another story. But it's just it's insane to just believe, you know, off your first Google hit that's the person. Do you know what I mean? And if I was a billionaire, and I just fancied targeting this guy for whatever reason, I wouldn't leave breadcrumbs so sort of mundane. Do you know what I mean? It's just
exactly.
You know, I don't know.
So obvious and
that's it.
And like you know, sorry, go on.
I was going to say I tried to like watch the video and try and get a bit of background of what he's been going through and stuff like that, but I couldn't get my head around it, to be honest with you. I don't know who's emailing him and stuff like that. All it was. Go on, sorry.
Oh, there's like a huge history here. We're talking a lot of history. If you were to try to go back through all this, you probably actually would end up as a crazy person on the internet, to be honest. It's like, it's nuts.
You've intrigued me now. So I will be following, what goes on and what happens.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And if you can send us one of those free SUVs as well, the free SUVs and billions of dollars, that'd be fantastic. We could definitely use that. But no, it'd be great. It'd be great for you to stay in touch and to keep up to date with it. And definitely, if anybody does reach out, to let us know, and we'll try to deal with that if need be. But I think it's pretty clear that you have nothing to do with this guy in any way, shape, or form.
No, never heard of him. But yeah, I think to be honest, he's probably got another follower now to keep an eye on him for my own well-being.
Happy days.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. He's actually live right now on his own channel. Unfortunately, I can't stream through the software I'm using right now. So once this is over, I'll probably switch to another software and have a look at it. But it'd be well worth keeping up with and having a look at it. And like, would it be fair to say, like, you wouldn't have the time for this kind of fucketry on the internet, really, would you?
No, not at all. I mean, that's the thing. I'm
business and babies
at the moment. Yeah, babies. I've got new job coming up, and that's the thing. I would have been on my laptop and I could have jumped on camera, but I've left my laptop in work, so I've had to jump on my phone. But I'm more than happy to talk about it another time. I can jump on camera. I've even if Delete Lawz or whatever, that's the name of his channel, isn't it? Delete Lawz. If he wanted to reach out, I'd jump on a Zoom call with him and just say, like, well, what's going on? Why are you blaming me for all this nonsense? I'm not, I'm not head away kind of thing, but
he's got a history of running away from people. So he probably will just ignore you now that this has happened, but you never know. And like, if he was willing to reach out and wanted to get in touch, we could facilitate that if need be anyway. There'd be no problem there. But and tell us, are you still DJing?
No, well, I've still got a little setup, and I do it for a hobby every 6 months or something.
As a hobby, you should make some tracks for intros for YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd be sick.
Yeah, but that
would drive him fucking insane.
I've got it. And one of my mates every 6 months we buy a bottle of brandy and we have a little mix just for old times. That's all it is, really. It's just a hobby, just a side hobby. Nothing more.
That's fantastic. I look forward to hearing some of it. It'd be cool to catch up and have the great billionaire hacker do a mix. But now I know you're kind of stuck for time because of the little one and all the rest of it. But I wanted to say thank you so much for coming on, and
not a problem.
I really do appreciate having you on.
Yeah, it was kind of you to reach out. I wouldn't have known.
Oh, my pleasure.
I wouldn't have had any idea about this. Do you know what I mean? And the way some of these internet people are.
Especially this guy. Like I just when I thought about it today, and I was thinking to myself, he's not going to find out until somebody from Delete Lawz's group of people reach out and start giving you shit. So I was like, let's just nip it in the bud now and have you on to say your piece, and hopefully that's the end of it, and you can follow along and laugh along with us, in the long run. But I thought it was probably the better option, really. But fingers crossed that he'll just accept that and move on. But I'm sure he'll come out with some kind of conspiracy theory that this is a fake phone call and this is my fake cousin over in Liverpool or some other bollocks. But
yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I'm more than happy to jump on actual camera with him. If he wants to verify it in front of his fans, I'd jump on his channel, no problem, and just say, what's going on, mate? Why are you doing this? It's not I'm not, wouldn't bother me whatsoever. I've got Zoom. all he would have to do is reach out to me, the real Rich Gregson, not the billionaire one, and say, you know, let's have a chat, and I'll be more than happy to.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. Hopefully we can make that happen. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, it would be. It would.
Fantastic altogether. But I want to say again, thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate you coming on and clearing the air. And you know, it's great great to get the perspective of somebody who had no idea what was going on. You know, it's it's brilliant. I really do appreciate having you on.
Yeah, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Not a bother, and definitely do stay in touch, and we'll catch up soon, and hopefully you get to enjoy this as much as everybody else does.
Certainly, absolutely.
Well, you're getting a lot of love in the side chat. There's about 700 people watching now, and you're getting a lot of love in the side chat.
Stuff.
So,
good stuff.
Yeah, we got your back anyway.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Rich. My pleasure.
Okay.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on, and the best luck. We'll catch you soon.
Yeah, I'll catch you soon. I'll see you after. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All righty. Well,
That was interesting. That was a lot of accents.
a bombshell. So you had no idea, did you, about all this?
No.
Okay. So
whatever was, you were asking questions in Discord, and I was like,
oh yeah, whatever. Yeah. So everybody, I was the only person that knew. I'm the only one that knew. Myself and Rich, I messaged him. I called his company and spoke to his business partner. We had a bit of a chat. He thought it was hilarious. Reached out to Rich and told him, and yeah. So it was just the weirdest thing. And thankfully, you know, he was very, as you saw, he's a lovely guy, like totally open to come on and really, really nice. Yeah, you know, I didn't want this shit to start happening to him unjustly, him getting a load of crap from randoms on the internet, and hopefully this will put it all to bed. And you know, he seems like such a nice guy. Now, I'm getting a lot of comments in the side chat.
I loved having a third person perspective, like someone completely unassociated with anything, looking from the outside and being like, wow, this guy's nuts.
Like, he has never heard of this guy. The first time he saw this man's face or any of his videos was literally, I sent him a link and said, go to this part of the video, you'll see your own face. Do you know this man? And he was like, I do not know who the fuck that is, basically, without saying bad words. That's like, you know, so that's terrifying to consider that Chili would be willing to do something like that. Now, what I'm getting right now is Chili is going fucking apeshit on his live stream right now. I'm guessing this is probably part of that. So I'm going to shoot
and you don't
through
know
these
how to
chats.
stream it on StreamYard. Oh.
I don't have the software yet. I need to buy the software. So I'm going to shoot through these super chats, and then we're going to end this stream, and I'll be live again in just a couple of minutes restreaming Chilito. So first and foremost, Meta Ogre for $5 says, inspired by Merb, silly dispastro. I like it. Paul Berry for $2 says, you're welcome. Thank you, Paul. We got J Mac for $4.99 says, so Chili's conspiracy theory didn't pan out and he doxed an innocent person. Go figure. Sounds like defamation to me. And then we got Just a Dude for $5 says, hello from DC. Also, TT motherfucking you. Thank you so much, Just a Dude. And Jay Vers for $5 says, everyone who's listened to those soundtracks are now in a class action lawsuit. I've got to go ID. I hope you're still streaming in a couple of hours. There's a very good chance I will. Thank you so much, folks. I'll leave the intro as the outro, as always. And I'll be back. Give me 2-3 minutes. I'll be right back live again. Slanja.